Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning, 7:30 a.m. My kids are sleeping in, which I am so jealous. They have today off because of President's Day. I am running into work really quick to do a quick clean, but even though it's Monday, we still have stuff to do. I have phone calls to make, some appointments to schedule, and the one thing that I want to work on today is my little mudroom area. So let's get this Monday started. At some point this week. Thank you so much. If you have been with me for a while, you might remember when I repainted down here in that little area. So when we first moved into this house years ago, they had the trim around the door and the floor was like a baby blue color. It was an older couple that lived here before us, and so they must have just loved their baby blue because a lot of things throughout the house was baby blue. The walls were like a slightly yellowish tinted white. It was different. And so slowly over the years, we have just been kind of updating, fixing what we can, putting a band-aid on some stuff. And this room was almost the last room that had some of the baby blue in it. So the flooring, like I said, and the trim was baby blue. So I ended up painting this whole room a while back and patching holes and doing that, and then we ended up putting the boot, like, oh my gosh, my mind's going blank, the shoe rack that we had up there that you saw at the beginning, we put that back up. And so over time, I'm like, I just feel like I could rework this space a little bit more. I was legit sitting on Amazon one night and I'm like, you know what, screw it. I just ordered some hooks that I liked. I ordered some shelf brackets, and it's not that this was difficult to do. It was a lot of prep work to just kind of like wipe down the walls. I guess it would be considered a mud room. It's just kind of a catch-all for all the shoes, which we wear boots around here and it's muddy and we're out in the country. And so the floors are, they're concrete, but they always get very dirty because we throw our dirty Crocs or our boots or whatever down here. And so everything just kind of needed a good scrub down before I started, which makes it feel so much better when you can kind of start a room with kind of a fresh feel, a clean space. And so it was mostly cutting the wood, getting the wood, measuring, and like once I knew where everything was going, it was just a matter of like putting everything up. But that little scrubber, I know you've seen it in another video too. I use that little scrubber all the time on like nooks and crannies that I can't get in with a sponge or just a rag. One thing that I did not show is right outside of the door was it's like a half screen door to where the top is glass and the bottom half you can like pull up the glass and it's like a screen. Anyways, it was kind of falling apart-ish, like one of the hinges was off of it and it didn't really seal very well too. Like we would pull it close but it wouldn't seal, and so it was just one of those things that was on my honey-do list that Brett and I needed to take the door off. So the kids were home today, and so I ended up wrangling in my son, which he is a huge help when it comes to like house projects. He usually, like if I'm outside doing something in the garage, he usually finds his way out there, and that's kind of like our time that we can just kind of like work on stuff together, turn some music on, and just like hang out. And it's been such a blessing to like both of us having that same kind of interest. But anyways, that freaking screen door was so heavy, I could not even carry it. Like it was hard for me to even pick it up. And so Dalton helped me, and he went and grabbed the four-wheeler and took care of it for his mother. He loaded it on the back of the four-wheeler and then dumped it in our wonderful scrap pile that my husband has accumulated a bunch of stuff. So I'm hoping that I can like sweet talk him into taking it all to the scrapyard this summer, because I don't like it. It's so trashy to me, but you know what? It's his little pile of scrap, and yeah, I literally can't do anything with it. So no one can see it. It's like on the side of his barn, but I see it, you know? So I am moving the shelf brackets, or the like shoe shelves that I had up. I'm moving them to this little side wall, and even though it's not going to be as much space, I did go through the shoes, and so I don't think I need as much shelves for the shoes, because my kids kind of keep their shoes in their rooms now, where when they were little I had all their little shoes on the shelves, so they're kind of like doing their own thing with their clothes and their shoes for right now. But I used that level to help get one of those brackets straight, and then Dalton helped me put the other one up. I also had him go with me to Menards. I just wanted to see about some lighting, another shelf bracket, and some stain too, just a couple small things. Menards is like right down the road from our house, so it is so helpful. I actually really enjoy going to Menards. My best friend always teases me that like she hates going to Menards because she's like, I just get so stressed out going in that store. And I'm like, they have the best stuff. They have like snacks and baskets and all the like tools and stuff you could ever need. But I grew up going to these kinds of stores like Menards, Home Depot, Ace Hardware when I was younger, going with my grandpa and my dad. My grandpa owned a college rental house, and so he was always doing stuff to this house or doing stuff in his wood shop. And I think that's where I kind of picked up on the love for fixing things too. And so I don't know, I feel comfortable in those stores. I know not a lot of females do, but Dalton and I got everything we needed at the store, came back home. I started to cut the shelves that were already stained, and then Dalton talked me into he's like, you know what, if you're going through all this work, you might as well just put all new shelves up and stain all the wood the same color, because I was going to keep the old shelves with the darker stain for the shoes to go on, and then I'm doing one really long shelf to go above the hooks. And he's like, just cut it and stain all the wood. So I'm like, okay. So I ended up cutting some more shelves down and then staining them all the same color. I also know you guys don't see my kids on camera a whole lot. I know you see Day a lot more. She really doesn't care if she's on camera or not, but Dalton is pretty adamant on, he just like little clips here and there are fine, but like that's not his thing to want to be on camera. But he was out in the garage kind of like picking up his area. Really, this garage space is his, like when all his buddies, he has like a group of a couple boys that are like his little clique of friends, and so when they all come over, they all hang out in the garage. And it's been like, I don't know, I love that they have a space that they can all just like come and hang out, and they ride four-wheelers and work on stuff in the garage, or they like climb trees around the property. And so there's so much we need to do around our property, but doing like fixing up the garage a little bit more is something that I hope we can do this summer. I patched some of those little holes earlier, and so Dalton had like this really, really fine sandpaper that he said would work good on the walls in there. So took his advice and it worked great. So I was just sanding down some of the holes. You can still see like the white around the holes. So I just like dry brush around it to cover those up. And then now I am just putting some of the shelves back up for the shoes. And I'm happy that Dalton talked me into staining those shelves too, because I think the warm color in there just works a lot better. And then you have Shep always peeking in and checking on me. Every time I am doing something, he is right there under my feet, but I wouldn't change it. I went through our junk drawer the other day and apparently threw out some of the hooks that I needed for those shelf brackets to like hold the wooden shelf to the metal bracket. So I had to improvise, find some different screws. And then the last thing I really wanted to get done was, long story short, we put our dogs in the basement. Sometimes if like company comes over, well then they scratch at the door and then they have ruined the door like underneath the doorknob. So that was another thing on my list, just to get that like the scratches all filled in. And then I sanded that down and painted it. And so just kind of prepping that door to look a little bit better. I was coming outside to see, I really like this color. It's like a warm brown. It's the stain that Dalton and I got whenever we went to Menards. It's called Early American. It's just like a warm brown, and it's not too dark, which I wanted, or which I liked, because the other color, I think it is dark walnut, and it's this like darker color, but you can see a difference between that, the old shelves, and then the new color. It just brings like a little bit of warmth in there. But I started like, I had everything out, and this has been like an all day thing, but it got to the point where like everything was messy, and Brett was getting home and I hadn't vacuumed yet, and there was dirt all over the floor and like, you know, dust and stuff from me like cleaning out that room, and I started to get like overwhelmed and like, ooh, so I just had to like pause. I cleaned everything up, I vacuumed the house, and I'm still waiting on the hooks to be delivered and the brackets. So there's really nothing else I can do in that room. And another reason is I messed up. So you guys know that we live in an old farmhouse. So the wiring, garbage, right? Well, I didn't realize that there is no like lamp, like wiry lamp thing to go over the light bulb. It's literally like, it looks like a light bulb that's screwed into the socket. Well, I unscrewed that, and then I took this other little piece off, not realizing that that other little piece that I popped off, that I unscrewed off, was holding the little like socket part in there. So it was like moving around and wiggly. Well, I'm messing with it, trying to put this like wire lamp shade thing up there to put the light bulb in there, and it wasn't working. So I was like messing with it for a hot minute, and then Brett got home and I was still messing with it, and it freaking sparked on me and I popped a breaker. So yeah, apparently I wasn't supposed to take that little piece off that was like holding it in place. So Brett had to go and like take the whole thing out. We have like the wires sticking out now. So now, I mean, it's shut off, but now I have to buy a whole new like light fixture thing for right there, and it sucks because it's literally at an angle. So there's that. So it's the perfect time for me to put a stop to this project. We are moving into day 2 of getting my mudroom, whatever you want to call it, totally finished. Do you hear that? Do you hear nothing other than Shep? Other than Shep? My kids are back in school. Not that they weren't like quiet yesterday, but you know, when you are home alone and able to get some stuff done. Oh, are you putting on a front? I swear he does this when I pick the camera up to like feel bad for me. Feel bad for me. I'm just so neglected. He's not. But you know, like the vibes are different when you have a quiet, no one's in your house kind of thing. So I actually do not work tonight. Usually I work Tuesdays. I do not work tonight. So no makeup, Didn't wash my hair. I showered. Still in comfy clothes. I'm getting a little editing done, but I just poured another cup of coffee and we are going to get some more stuff done and hopefully finish that little mudroom today. So I'm gonna throw the shelf up and then throw some more like decor stuff that I have in there, wait for the hooks to come in, put the hooks up, add my cute little rug and all my other stuff that I got, and then yeah, figure out a light, because my light, see it up there? I messed up. Brett's like, please don't mess with electrical stuff. I'm like, I didn't know. I literally thought that I was unscrewing a light bulb, like this guy. And I was just gonna like, you know, unscrew the light bulb, put that in, put the light bulb back in, and call it a freaking day. And you know what? I messed up. Again, old houses, you go to do one thing and it opens up a whole new set of issues. So there's that. I literally just checked Amazon and it told me 5:30 to 8:30. Stop it. 5:30 to 8:30 is when my hooks were gonna be delivered. So I'm like, great, and now I gotta go on a third day of trying to get this done. They just came in. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, great. What's that? Why won't this go in? I am so impressed with how good this turned out. Now, it's aesthetically pleasing, right? Remember, if you look close enough, you will find imperfections. Like, yes, from afar, it looks beautiful. But keep in mind, this is still real life. So when I shut the camera off, I'm gonna throw a bunch of coats up there. I also need to put Maylee's, I also need to put the dog's like life jacket and their little harness thing, which is why I put one hook like up here. So I try to keep things real life around here. So even though from afar, yes, it looks pretty and aesthetic and it pleases me so much to see like the before and after, this is also a lot, it like functions for us a lot better. I don't need as much space for shoes because I also went through all of our shoes and tossed literally half of them. Like, this is so bare right now. So I just want to have you keep in mind that even though this looks pretty, it's still going to be functional and it's not always going to look like this. So that is my little TED talk for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and getting this, I don't even know what you would call this, like a mudroom area thing. I also wanted to tell you that, I think I've shared it before, that little howdy sign thing, it is hung up not with, yeah, I have like a mess. It's not hung up with like nails or anything. This like sticky, I get it at Walmart. It's like sticky tack, and this is perfect for hanging up signs like that. Slowly pull it off the wall and it will not pull up paint or anything. So this is your best friend. If you don't know where to start, buy this and start hanging stuff up. That is it for me for today. I'm gonna get the rest of this stuff cleaned up. I did not realize what time it was. My kids should be home soon. And then I start the whole mom evening thing. I have Bible study. I need to start dinner. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me the past couple days and getting my mudroom area done. I am so pleased with it. I cannot wait to start on the next project and put like 20 more holes in the wall. That's gonna, like when I am in my like frantic, I need to move shit around stage and I go to pull all that off the wall, because you know me and I know me, it's probably gonna happen. It might be years from now. I'm gonna be pissed about all the holes I just put in my wall, but you know what? Old farmhouse. That's a perk.